The question that will be guiding this vlog is how to implement relatable and engaging resources into the classroom while still meeting the needs of the English syllabus and the prescribed text list. Before trying to discuss how to implement relatable strategies into the classroom, I thought it would be beneficial to examine what students actually consider relatable and engaging material. Emig conducted a study with the grade 10 cohort where he asked them to rank their enjoyment for classic literature on a scale of 1 to 10. The results came back at 5.46. The responses demonstrated a strong correlation between enjoying a text and understanding a text. If the students didn't understand the text, they didn't engage with it. Most students claimed that they preferred a more modern text that contained concepts that related to them in a real-life context. After a lengthy process of searching for resources and texts that all students would find engaging, I came across a helpful article that claims it's actually impossible to do so, but rather teachers should be searching for relevant concepts within a text that they can then apply to students in a real-life context. Now, determining what each student will find relatable can only be achieved by getting to know your students. Teachers need to motivate their students on either utility value or relatedness. Utility value deals with the question, "Oi, but sir, what am I ever going to need this for?" When confronted by this question, it becomes the teacher's duty to relate the lesson's content or the text to the student's short or long-term goals. This can be both in an academic sense or in a social sense, just as long as the student becomes engaged. Relatedness, on the other hand, deals with the question, so what does any of this actually have to do with me? Relatedness in an academic sense gives students content within which they can become engaged. By highlighting relatable concepts within a text, students can recognize how seemingly unrelated content fits in the grand scheme of things. Many students lack motivational interest because they feel as if they lack competence. However, what often occurs is that the student's school has developed a system that devalues visual production media text and instead focuses primarily on print-based context area text. Such texts leave few areas of discourse to be discussed. Whereas Phelps claims that an expanded concept of text must transcend print-based text to also include various electronic media and adolescents' own cultural and social understandings. Therefore, tasks that link closely to the values, attitudes, and interests of the students will more likely engage them in their work. Essentially, the foundation of my research uncovered that engagement is reliant on two factors: relatability and students feeling a sense of competence. It is then the teacher's duty to help students identify relevant concepts within the text and also incorporate unconventional texts that may help students develop this sense of competence. It was at this point in my research that I was surprised to note that my original question was slightly misguided. See, I originally viewed the English syllabus and the prescribed text list as a barrier for teachers' creativity and exploration. However, after evaluating the research that I've just discussed and examining the prescribed text list, it is clear that many of the resources listed do transcend print-based text. For example, texts such as Persepolis, a graphic novel, or Stranger Things are both unconventional modes of text that teachers are allowed to incorporate in the classroom, and these texts will engage the student and contain concepts that will relate to the student in a real-life context. In terms of the English syllabus and the prescribed text list acting as a barrier for exploration, I feel as if it acts more as a facilitator for creativity or even a safety net. So if teachers are ever confronted by a nosy coworker like, "Would you care to explain why I could hear Stranger Things coming from your classroom?" With the new syllabus, you can simply pull out your trusty prescribed text list and point them to Stranger Things on the sheet. Essentially, it is more so the strategies that the teachers implement rather than the resources that students will find engaging. However, educators should feel rest assured knowing that the English syllabus and the prescribed text list contain texts that will, one, help students develop a sense of competence, and two, have concepts within them that relate to students in a real-world context. Now, this is undoubtedly a topic that I'll return to in the future, where hopefully I can begin to investigate some actual strategies I can use to motivate some students who are uninterested.